Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Mel and Wally Show. I'm Mel.
Bonjour, I'm Wally.
On this podcast, we talk about whatever the hell we want.
Because we can. Please enjoy, subscribe, like, and follow. Do all the things. Bonjour.
Hello, everyone. I'm Mel.
I'm Wally. Welcome to the finale of season 1.
Oh, the finale.
Of
Cheers.
The Mel and Wally Show. Cheers. Yeah, this has been a fun ride. And it's been fun to get together and record.
It has
and
been.
Catch up.
Yeah.
Which we would normally do anyway.
But it's fun to do it.
Yeah.
With all of you.
Yeah. So this episode, I think it would be really fun because this show is coming to an end for this season at least. To talk about endings of other things. Yeah.
So, spoiler alert for everybody.
Everything that we talk about.
Yeah. might be a huge spoiler, so careful.
Yeah, so we'll try
Earmuffs.
We'll try to do our best to say it for every show so that but yeah, this is a huge spoiler alert for the whole episode because that's what we're talking about. All the shows that we've both seen or either one of us has seen.
Yeah. There are some that Wally is way behind in or hasn't watched yet but wants to that I have seen.
Right.
So I'm going to try my best not to ruin things for you, Wally.
It's also crappy because
sorry,
Mel doesn't care about spoilers. So if I've seen a show that she still wants to watch or she hasn't seen that last season or something, it won't matter if I spoil them. But I hate spoilers. I mean, obviously I wouldn't hold it against you if you don't remember during this episode because we're talking about endings and stuff. But yeah.
Yeah, I could get very caught up.
One of the most recent shows that I feel like I finished that has a crazy ending, but I feel like it also wrapped everything up nicely. 13 Reasons Why.
Yes, I haven't seen the final.
That's really
season.
good. I like it.
Yeah, I enjoyed the first season.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I like the first and second season.
You like the third season?
The third season was with Bryce, right?
Yeah, how he died. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert. Bryce is dead. Yeah. So I guess I like the first and the second season
the most. I think a lot of people a lot of people have an issue with that show, but that's besides the point. But people that are fans of the show think the first 2 seasons are the best, I think. Mm-hmm. I enjoyed all 4 seasons, but I do think that the first 2 seasons are the best. I think season 4, in a lot of ways, where the season 3 kind of tried to do experimental stuff, season 4 does that even more, but I feel like it was more successful in season 4.
See, I like what they started out doing, and I think in a way they could have, not having seen the last season, but I think that they could have stopped after the season 2.
Oh, really?
No, season 2, because they had a very clear idea of what it was that they were doing with that show. And I think that after that, they were just kind of grasping at things and sort of what other message can we send?
Right, I can see that.
It was just sort of grasping at different ways to continue it on and still try to make the same
impact.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
With the message that they were sharing, and it wasn't as effectively done.
See, I can see that more with season 3. I think season 4 was, like I said, more successful with the things they were doing, and you haven't seen it yet, obviously, so that could just be my perspective on it. But I think because it was a show about high school, they probably just thought that they had to make them finish high school to finish the storylines, which in my mind makes sense with the characters because you're following them along. But yeah, season 4, I think the ending was good because it wrapped all the storylines perfectly, and the questions and everything that you had were all answered for you. And it's one of those things where it's not every ending is a happy ending necessarily. Mm-hmm. But they were at least
a big fan of
endings.
I'm a big fan of the ending that's not necessarily happy.
Yeah, but it's kind of at least hopeful, or at least it finishes the storyline for you.
Yeah, I just like things to be like real life.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what
Same
I like.
here. But yeah, it was really good, and it's funny because this, like, I guess me saying this could be, I guess, in some ways problematic, but from the very first season, I thought that Alex was gay,
Okay.
and there's something that happens in season 4 that I was like, okay. So okay. Anyway, I won't say anything more than that because I want you to watch it. But yeah, it was a good season, I think.
Cool.
And what's his face is featured in it more. Winston, you meet him at the end of season 3, kind of.
I don't remember any.
He was Monty's, like, basically alibi because he knew he was with him that night. He couldn't have killed Bryce, because Monty was sleeping with him. Remember, he beat him up at first because he kissed him, and then he was like, "You're gay" or whatever. But then they slept together. He was a rich guy from the other house. Anyway, he comes in.
I vaguely
He's
remember
like the
that. I think
curly haired, like, kind of looks like Timothée Chalamet. Anyway, he comes in and, like, he's trying to, like, basically prove Monty's innocence.
Okay. No, I don't really remember because I watched it a while ago.
The good thing is before every season they do a recap, which is nice. So if you forget, like, stuff, it reminds you of at least all the important stuff that's going to be relevant to the storylines. Yeah, it's good. You should watch it and definitely finish all the storylines.
Get around to watching it eventually.
Yes, there's so many, like, it's hard because there's so many shows and so many, like, yeah, exactly that too. Like, with babies and lives, it's hard to, like, watch all these shows out there.
All of the editing that I'm doing.
Oh my god, yeah.
And, like, my God.
What's a show that you've recently, or
one that I have recently, like, since I think during pandemic, that we watched and we were, like, late on watching was The Good Place. Wally has not seen the ending. But oh my god, it's like the perfect show. Yeah. The Good Place is the absolute perfect show. The ending,
it's really funny. I love it.
The ending is just, like, so well done.
Okay.
And it's like it's one of those ones that it's not happy. It's not sad, but oh my god, it destroyed me. And it makes you think. And I was watching it with M, and I was just like, this is gonna be you.
Yeah, I think the last thing I watched in that show was, spoiler alert, when they went to, like, quote unquote hell with what's his face, who was it Joel McHale? No, I can't remember what I don't remember his name in the show, but I think his real name is Joel McHale.
I have no idea.
Like, I know who Joel McHale is, but I can't remember if he was actually the actor in the show.
I have no idea who Joel McHale is.
He's an actor, comedian. Anyway,
he got that since he's in the show.
I think that's him. Anyway, that was, like, probably the last, like, episode-ish that I watched. Like, I think I watched 1 or 2 after that, but it was a while ago. I think that's season 2 or 3. I can't remember.
I can't help you because I don't know who Joe McHale is.
Well, when they go to when they travel to, like, hell, at the time they don't know that they're in hell. Yeah, so they take like a bus or, like, a streetcar somewhere.
The train.
Yes, that episode was, like, probably one of the last episodes that I watched. So I'm really behind, is what I'm saying.
I still don't know what you're talking about. They're on the train a lot.
It was, like, the first time they were on it.
Yeah, I still don't know what that would be.
But it was basically a while ago, is what I'm saying. So I, like, there's a lot that I haven't seen from it. But Kristen Bell. Wow, I was gonna say Wig almost, and I was like, that's not right at all. Kristen Bell is one of my favorite, like,
she's so
comedic
cute.
Actresses.
She's so cute.
Because it's like I feel like she's the best in, like, the comedy dramas or, like, dark comedies, where, like, because she just has this, like, I don't know, real authenticity to her. I feel like that, like, makes you feel like, oh wait, this is really sad, but also really funny.
Yeah. I like her. I like her in Couples Retreat.
Oh my god, yeah.
But I like pretty much everybody in that movie. That's like
Forgetting
one of those
Sarah
movies.
Marshall.
Yes. Forgetting Sarah Marshall. She's good. But I love Mila Kunis.
Oh, well, yeah.
Like,
Mila Kunis is also amazing. Them together is also magic. It's like, I think their chemistry is the same to me as the two in Dead to Me.
okay.
Like, similar energy in, like, their chemistry-wise, because they're just, like, they bounce off of each other, I feel like, so well. That's another show that I need to finish.
That is a good show.
I haven't finished season 2 yet,
Dead to
but
Me is so
season 1 was so good. Spoiler alert,
good.
that one ended in a very big cliffhanger in season 1.
I don't remember how it ended.
Well, I guess not kind of a cliffhanger, because she kills her boyfriend.
Oh, yes. Okay, now I remember how it
And then you don't really know what's happening with them,
Mm-hmm.
because they could get in trouble. And, like, I don't know what's happening right now, because every episode is basically a cliffhanger.
Yeah. Like, sometimes I just want to be Christina Applegate in Dead to Me, because she's just always in her kitchen drinking wine. And I just really like that. I identify with that.
If I was to want to be any character from that show, it would either be her or her son. Because I just find their relationship so funny.
It is funny.
Because she's like, what the f***? And he's like, don't f***ing swear at me. I should probably be... I just think it's so funny. And he's going to grow up to be really attractive from what you can see. And I'm just like, you're going to be a heartbreaker.
Mm-hmm. One that I also love, a show that I also love, is Good Girls.
I have not even started that one yet.
You haven't seen it?
Not at all.
Okay. You are going to be in love with the guy. 100%.
Why is he really attractive?
I don't find him attractive.
But most people do.
You're going to find him attractive.
Okay.
Yeah. When you're probably going to talk about his lips.
Because that's what I always talk about.
Yeah.
Good Girls.
Yeah.
I'm Googling this as we speak.
Oh, you're going to just look him up right now?
Yeah, because why not?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what's her face?
Christina Hendricks?
Yes, I like her.
Yeah. No, everybody in that show is awesome. They have great chemistry.
Oh, this guy.
This guy.
Manny Montana.
Sure. I don't know what his name is.
Yeah, he's fine. He has nice lips.
Yeah, if you watch the show, you're going to be one of the people that are just like, oh.
Is he just like very sensual or something?
I just feel like you're going to like him.
Well, I can't wait to watch it.
My cousin, Allie, she's all about him, and I'm like, yeah, you would be. And I feel like it's the same thing with you. I'm going to like, yeah, you would be.
That sounds so shady from you. And I know you don't necessarily mean it to me.
Oh,
or maybe
I
you
totally
do. Oh, then there you go. We all know who the real shady person is in this bunch then.
It's me.
One of my favorite but also least favorite endings is probably Friends. Because, spoiler alert, if you've been living under a rock, but I like the way it ends because that's how it was basically built from the very beginning. You knew what was going to happen in a way.
Yeah.
With Rachel and Ross. But I also kind of hated it because I don't like Ross.
Well, this is
He's
why
the worst character.
This is why they didn't have them together throughout the show, because they paired them together and the ratings were awful. Like, people hated them together because they didn't have the chemistry. So they tried the other couple, which was Monica and Chandler.
Which did well.
And that did really well.
Yeah.
But they needed Ross and Rachel to end up together, so they brought them back together.
Also, unpopular opinion, I liked Joey and Rachel together.
I also liked Joey and Rachel together, but I feel like for like those few episodes, they made them stupider.
Yes, because they didn't want them to end up together. They wanted us to not like it, but I'm like, this makes sense to me.
Yeah.
More than Rachel and Ross. Like, I understand obviously why they had to do that in the ending, but when she's like, when he's like, did you get off the plane? And she's like, I got off the plane. I'm like, you should have just gone to Paris. like, sorry, like, obviously the love story, blah, 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 whatever, but like, and that's coming from me as someone who usually loves all that kind of shit. But I don't know. He's kind of such a bad boyfriend and a bad person. He's so jealous. He's so manipulative and so like controlling.
Yep.
And it's like, no, thank you.
I agree.
And Joey was so sweet. Like I think he had the most growth from all the characters, and he was like gonna be there for her.
Well, Rachel also
had the most
she like really grew, but hers like after the first season or two, I would say was more of like a subtle growth. Yeah.
It was. I think with both of them, it's kind of subtle, but if you watch season 1 versus season 10, you can see the huge difference. But yeah, I think Joey and Rachel should have ended up together more so than Ross and Rachel. But
well, even Chandler has like a character arc too.
Oh yeah, they all definitely have a character arc
with his growth.
I would say the one that has the least arc is probably Monica, because she kind of like she's, I guess, quote unquote, I mean, or maybe not relationship wise. No, I think she had an arc too. But I was gonna say relationship wise, I feel like Monica had a huge arc. But other than that, she stayed the same pretty much with the whole show. Phoebe, I don't necessarily think had an arc in the way that most characters in most shows have an arc. But she definitely is not the exact same person from the very beginning to the very end.
No, that's true. Monica and Richard.
Oh my god, yeah. That scene still kills me at the wedding when they're dancing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that it would just be so heartbreaking. It's so something that you would need to do though. Yeah. And it's hard to kind of like come to that realization.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Like, even if you like love somebody, sometimes you just like need to walk away.
Yeah. And
then you're just like there in the world, not with the person anymore because of these huge differences, but you're still like madly in love with them and need to get over that.
Yeah. And the scene where Monica and Chandler propose to each other, that still makes me cry to this day so much because it's such a nice scene. And in my mind at first I'm like, Chandler, you're such an idiot. You should not have tried to basically make her think that you didn't want to be with her at all.
Well, yeah, because then Richard comes back in and then he goes over.
But also, even if it wasn't for Richard, I'm like, you're like, this is not a healthy way to build a relationship. But that scene is really cute when they like propose to each other basically, and they're both crying, and I'm crying,
and everybody's crying.
And I think out of everyone, they probably had the most like successful, easy wedding. And when he was there, actually, before he tried to run away. I
don't remember.
Well, like, the actual wedding itself was pretty, like, easy and, like, went well, unlike everyone else's wedding in that show.
I honestly don't remember the wedding. I need to watch Friends.
It was when you find out that Rachel's pregnant.
See, I remember that part.
You don't remember the wedding? And then afterwards they lose the disposable cameras, and he kisses the random bride at the different wedding. Anyway, you should rewatch that episode, I guess.
That was a weird noise.
That was. Have you ever watched How I Met Your Mother?
I have not watched the entire thing all the way through.
Okay.
But I have seen like bits and pieces, and I know how it ends.
Okay, yeah. So spoiler alert for people that haven't seen it or haven't finished it. I like the ending of that show. A lot of people had a huge issue with it, but I like it.
It's okay.
I think it was rushed, but in my mind it made total sense.
Like, yes.
And I know why it was rushed, because they didn't want to reveal the mother too early. They wanted to wait until like basically the last season to reveal the mother. And I understand why people's frustrations, because we spent 9 seasons basically trying to meet the mother, and we finally meet her, and then spoiler alert, she dies in the very last episode, and then he ends up with Robin. But from the very beginning of the show, you
don't like...
know they're going to end up together.
I don't like Robin.
Well, that's neither here or there. But character-wise, you know they're going to end up together.
Yeah, I just don't like her that much. She really bothers me.
Why?
I just don't like her.
Robin or just that actress?
It's probably the actress.
Okay.
I'm not a fan. There are some people where I just don't like them and I can't get over it and it ruins things for me.
I get that.
She's one of those people.
Like the mom and Babe?
Yes. We've been watching a lot of Babe and the farmer Hoggett, his wife, drives me crazy. I don't know why she has to walk the way that she walks. It's like she's like her upper body is like bouncing. Her shoulders go up and down with every step that she's taking, but she's not moving quickly. It's just like that's how she has to walk.
Maybe that was a character choice.
Maybe. I don't know, though. I haven't seen her in anything else.
Yeah.
So, and then she's just like obnoxious.
But yeah, I to me, like, with the How I Met Your Mother, like, I understand why people were upset, I guess. But I also was just like, guys, this was obvious from the very beginning that him and Robin were going to end up together. Like, maybe you're upset that she dies. I understand that. But you can't be upset that they end up together. Because that was very prevalent from the very beginning of the show. I don't know. At least it was obvious to me.
Like, you haven't seen it, but huge ending, like, that everybody was upset about Game of Thrones.
Like the ending?
The ending. If you want to talk about, like, great ending of every season, like...
Amazing?
Yeah.
But that last finale was not good?
No.
I don't know how it ends necessarily. Like, I know that one of the people wins and has become like the heir of everything or something like that. But I don't know like who wins. But I know that people weren't happy with it, so I know that it's not Khaleesi because people wanted Khaleesi to win, right? I think. Anyway, I don't know. You don't have to answer these because you know that I'm not gonna like the answers. But yeah, that's what I heard from some of the spoilers.
Yeah. That's yeah.
The other big spoiler that I hate that I know from that show is that, like, for anyone else listening, spoiler alert, that Jon Snow dies, but then he's not actually dead and comes back or something.
That makes sense. You know that that's going to happen.
Okay, well, I don't know that because I've only seen, like, the first season.
Well, that is no problem. When you're watching it, it won't bother you.
Okay.
At least, like, it didn't bother me. I was expecting that to happen.
Is it, like, similar... I mean, I guess not at all because it's a very different...
There's, like, a thing that comes in that I don't think you've seen yet.
Okay.
That
comes into play with
kind of, like, explains that.
Gotcha. Okay.
Basically, to, like, sum up how that is possible, there are, like, mystical healers that are given powers by the god of light.
See, but that's not what bothers me about it. It bothers me that I know that happens.
Oh, okay.
That he dies and comes back to life. So I'm like, well, that's just ruined for me now. And I'm also like, people tell me, I'm just like, well, just don't think about it, get over it. I'm like, well, that's
you're gonna know that he's gonna come back to life. You like know that it's gonna happen.
Okay, even when you finish that season and wait for the next season, that you know he's coming back.
Yeah, it's like there was like talk of him not coming back, but it was always just like,
gotcha.
At least I didn't ever really question whether or not he was coming back. I knew he was coming back.
Well, it's like when
there's no way they're getting rid of him.
Well, he's one of the favorite characters, I would say, like, from everyone watching.
Well, they got rid of other favorite characters.
Okay, don't say anything else. But a spoiler alert for Grey's Anatomy fans. It's similar to how when
no one is safe.
Well, yes, but also when Sloane. When the plane crash happened, everyone thought that he died, and then he released a quote-unquote leaked a photo of himself in the hospital bed, like looking alive. So people were like, "Oh," like, and he was like, "It was an accident. I didn't mean to release it." But then you find that it was a publicity stunt.
Yeah, of course.
Because if you're on a show like that, a big budget show like that, that's not going to be an accident. But anyway, he was on Ellen and he was explaining this, and then you realize that he's not actually dead for like 2 seconds. And then he actually dies.
That was like
Ugh.
The episode that was all about him.
Yeah. That was sad.
I love him.
He's
like one of my favorite characters ever, like on that show.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
Sloan.
It's really
I
sad
love
when he
him
went
forever.
away. Speaking of endings, everyone was really upset about Grey's when spoiler, season 11, when Derek died.
Yeah.
Oh, that was really sad to watch. But I also felt
I
like
knew that was
gonna happen.
But
it was so sad though, because they just like were like reminding you of all of their good stuff. And then he died.
Yeah, I wasn't too upset about that.
That he died?
Yeah.
Like storyline purposes, or because you didn't really like him that much anymore?
Well, I always had like some kind of a problem with Derek.
Well, he's
because
kind of a...
when he was nice and sweet and whatever, he was great.
Yeah, but then when he wasn't, he was.
Then
yeah.
The second that he felt that he was like being like
challenged,
looked over for something, or like not given the credit that he thought he was due, he turned into the biggest ass ever. And I wanted to strangle him. I wanted to punch his stupid face.
Yeah. No, I can understand that.
So, like, what man is going to, like, adopt or try to start the process of adopting a daughter and then get so mad at the person that you're adopting them with that you don't go to the house to see the child that you are trying to adopt?
That's really messed up.
Like, maybe there was something else going on in there, like she said, like, no, don't come, or maybe he was coming and seeing them every once in a while that we just didn't see, but I don't think so. I was just like,
yeah,
who does that? That bothered me.
I think one of the first things that like was like, okay, calm down a little bit, was when they were gunning for Chief, and he just like was like, he just thought that he should just get it because he's Derek. Like, you shouldn't just get it because you think you deserve it. Everyone else has also worked hard for this.
Well, see, I do understand why he thought that he would get it, because I think that he and Weber had some sort of like...
True. But then he's kind of...
Not specifically said, but like an underlying...
agreement or some sort.
Yeah, or like it was hinted at when he started working there.
Yeah, but things changed. And Weber admitted that.
Yes. But, like, Weber was also upset because he was dating Meredith. And that's, like, the biggest thing that changed. But
I guess that's true.
Derek was a brilliant surgeon.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I think that he was above a lot of the other people.
But I feel like in a lot of ways, maybe Weber didn't want to give him Chief because of that. Because he knew when he became Chief, he wouldn't be able to do as many surgeries, which is exactly what happened. And then he hated being Chief. Yeah. Which happens to everyone pretty much on that show that starts becoming Chief. Except Bailey. I feel like she likes it. Like, more so than anyone else. She's been able to handle it the best.
Bailey likes it. But I think that also Owen.
Owen, yeah.
Owen, he did a good job.
He did.
He didn't hate it.
No. He also didn't love it, though.
I love the part where he just, like, walks into the ER and, like, punches that guy out. He, like, says, call, like, somebody and tell them that we have someone with, like, a jaw fracture and like all
what?
this. And then he just, like, goes and, like, punches the guy and he falls right down.
Yeah.
Like, that Owen, I can get behind.
I know, you like that episode of Owen in the very first episode when he came in.
Yeah.
Your favorite Owen is those two episodes.
I think that his character just changed, and I liked seeing those bits come back out in him. Because he just turned into, like, this really, like, kind of, I don't know. Soft is the wrong word, but, like, yeah.
Yeah. I know what you mean. He definitely, like, changed, like, diverted from who he was from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Which, if that's what you were intrigued by from the character, I can see why you wouldn't enjoy his character as much now.
Anyone out there that has children, you are in luck.
What's happening? I don't have a child personally, but I live with a child.
Well, M&P is starting the content for the children's theater.
Oh my god, that's so exciting.
Yes, we are going to be starting it off with a fairy tale theater piece called
What's it called?
New Traditions.
Ooh.
Yeah,
That sounds fun.
Great. It is. It has princes and princesses, dragons.
That's exciting. Kids love dragons.
I know, especially mine.
Yes, they do.
And a new tradition, which I won't spoil for you.
Ooh, that sounds mysterious. It makes me want to tune in.
It's going to be great. We're also going to be coming in with more story times
Mm-hmm.
and a special circle time where we will be singing songs
Yes.
and reading short stories
Yeah, it's going to be so much fun. So
for
you
all
should tune
of
in.
your littlest kids out there.
All the teeny weeny ones. And for the little kid inside of you.
So all of these will be video so that your kids have something to watch.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't wait to share it all with you.
It's going to be so fun. We're excited. So please tune in.
I'm extremely excited. Oh, and I have a special treat. We are also going to be introducing a mini Shakespeare.
Ooh.
I know
sounds
how
fun.
difficult it can be to have kids get into Shakespeare.
Mm-hmm.
Well, teens get
Right.
into Shakespeare. So we are going to be introducing it in a fun and easy way.
To digest.
Yeah.
That's fun. So please follow the MNP YouTube channel, as these will all be in video form.
Yes, they
So
will.
you need to make sure that you're subscribed and that you keep your eye out for that.
We can't wait to have you.
Yes.
Right? And all of your little ones. There's something for everybody on MMP.
Another show that was the ending was polarizing for people was Lost. I don't know if you ever watched Lost.
I saw a few episodes of Lost, but I never got into it.
Yeah, I've never fully finished it. I think I've only seen up until season 6. I think it goes up to season 7. But the ending made everyone so upset, and I'm just like, first of all, I get it, but also it's a TV show. It's one thing to be upset about it, but it's another thing to go so far as to I don't know, write to the people and tweet at them and tell them to death threats and all these things, and that's just crazy to me.
That's
That people
happens.
go that far out. It's wow, calm down.
People are still trying to get shows like Firefly
Back on air.
back on, or have something happen.
Well, I
with
think
it. And
it's
Firefly, in my opinion,
is a great show.
great show. You've never watched it.
Yes, we have.
Did we watch it
Yeah,
together?
at Courtney's.
Oh,
We watched a
okay.
few episodes.
Yeah, we ended up watching the entire thing, so you haven't seen the whole thing.
No, I haven't seen the whole thing.
Okay. Well, Firefly is... It's...
What's her face is in it, right? The
great show.
Marion. What's her name? Marion. She's in Deadpool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is it Marion Cotillard? Something like that. Anyway, whatever. Anyways.
I don't know if that's her name. I feel I feel like that might be close. I don't know if that is her name.
No, Marion Cotillard is someone else. She's in The Artist, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's an M something. Anyway, that's not besides neither here or there.
Yeah.
I like her a lot, so I feel like I remember her character in that show was really nice too.
It was just that show. They knew that it was ending, and the episode that they filmed when it was ending, you can tell that they're all
Aww.
so upset. They're doing the final scene there, but Yeah, that one was a good show. I really enjoy it. And then they did the Serenity movie to finish it off, where River is like triggered and becomes like a weapon, basically. And well, not basically, she does become a weapon,
right?
And you find out all about the Reavers and how they were made, and it's like this big thing, and like people die.
I like
It's like traumatic. I'm not over it yet.
people that like we like die.
Yeah, like the most. This is spoiler.
I mean,
huge spoiler. Well, for anybody who
hasn't seen it,
who might want to watch it, but yeah, the most lovable character on the show, dies, and like surprisingly,
like completely unexpectedly.
Yeah, it's like danger, 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 and then the second that they're safe, it's like he gets impaled.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
Yeah. It's like they're like flying, getting away from the Reavers, and they're like crashing, and they crash down into this cave, and they stop just in time, and everybody is safe, and they're like, and then he gets impaled.
Wow, that's something like
just it's devastating, and they don't even let you process it, because then they're just like, we have to get out of here.
Yeah.
And you're like,
you have no time to like yeah, that's amazing. I love that kind of stuff, like making the audience think that everything's fine and then it's completely not at all, because I love to write like really messed up, like make you fall in love with someone and then like ruin it for you.
I know you know. Oh, here's a fun one. Ending. I see dead people.
Oh, that was, yeah.
Nobody knows that one. But that was a great ending.
That was a great ending, because you never saw that coming.
No, and then it's the kind of thing where you like are going back the next time you watch it, and you're like, oh my god, does he not talk to anybody here? Does nobody else acknowledge? Oh my god.
Yeah, and it's amazing. And yeah, to this day, I still can't believe that was Haley Joel Osment. I know. It's crazy.
He was a good child actor.
He was. Another one that you've never seen this show, I don't think. Pretty Little Liars.
I've seen episodes.
Okay. Spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen it and wants to see it or whatever. The ending of that was also really polarizing for people, because it like you find out who the stalker was.
Yeah.
But then there's a new one who's like taken the game away from the original one. Oh. And this person is way smarter, way savvier, and all this stuff, which is crazy. And now they're like way past, like they're way past high school. They have their careers and everything, but they're now stuck again in the same game. And they're like, what is going on? Like, all we've ever tried to do is like run away from this game and like be real people, but they just keep having to be forced into this. Anyway, and then I don't think you're ever gonna watch it, so you don't care. But anyone else, spoiler alert, major spoiler alert, you find out that basically that this new stalker, one of the girls' father had an affair, and we knew that happened a long time ago. But then you find out that he actually also had an affair with the neighbor's sister, who's her twin sister, and twins ran in the family, and that girl is actually not who she thought the mom, that her mom was her real mom, but it's not. So the other one's her mom. And she has a twin, and the twin is the one doing the stalking now.
Yeah, even you explaining that is confusing.
Watching it makes more sense, because it's like 7 seasons worth of stuff that I'm trying to explain in like 2 seconds. But basically, like, she had a twin, and her real mom isn't her real mom. And they're like in it together. Like, her biological mom and the twin are trying to, like, because the twin felt like she got all the good stuff and she was like an orphan and had to figure out her own way through life, but this girl now had like all the riches and had parents and whatever, and and the girl's like, you don't know how hard my life has been. Like, just because I had parents doesn't mean my life was all roses. Like, she was in the mental hospital for like a bit and all this stuff. So anyway, everyone hated that happened, that there was like a twin that we never saw coming. I'm like, yeah, but like if you really paid attention from the very beginning, there always was hints that there was something to do with twins from the very beginning.
Oh, is it the like taller, longer
Spencer,
face
yeah.
girl?
Yeah, Spencer. She's a twin. And she's my favorite, like, acting wise. I would say she's probably my favorite because like the things in that show that like they make her character do. Mm-hmm. I'm just like, this is crazy. Like that, like from one episode to the next, it's like completely different, and it's just like so good and like believable. Not that the other ones aren't as good, but you know what I mean. Yeah. Like it's just like her level is just amazing. Anyway, that was like, I like the ending a lot because again, I think with anything, I'm just like, well, this makes sense. I think a lot of the times most people just think of it from like an entertainment perspective or like because they're so invested in the storyline. Yeah. But I think of it because I like to write and everything. I'm like, what makes most sense? Well, if I were to be writing this or to finish the storyline or whatever. So I think of it that way as well. So maybe that's why I'm not as upset as a lot of people by some of these endings.
Yeah. I'm just thinking here, I'm like, okay, if we're going along the same lines as like Pretty Little Liars and all that, let's just do Gossip Girl.
Oh my god, yes.
Okay, so Chuck and Blair get married. Mm-hmm. Love. Dan is Gossip Girl.
Oh my god.
And then Dan and Serena get married at the very, very end. Mm-hmm. And Chuck and Blair have a little boy.
Yes. I love
who's adorable.
Her wedding dress.
Blair's or Serena's?
Both, but especially Serena's, I think. It's just so different.
It's like very wedding dressy.
Yeah, but it also isn't because with like the huge stash of gold. Yeah. I feel like that's different for wedding dress.
It is. It's very, very pretty.
It's, yeah.
Very pretty.
Yeah, I do like that ending, but I also like have a lot of issues with it because I'm like, Serena's basically making excuses for why he was doing all these things. I'm like, he basically ruined all of your lives. Like, I understand, but I also am just like, at the same time, like, you shouldn't try to make it better. I don't know.
Yep.
But I also
Dorota.
Oh my god,
love.
I think it's Dorota. So cute to this day that Dorota, the actress, I can't remember her name, and Blair are best friends in real life still. To this day, I'm like, that's so cute that they like just formed this bond on the show, and it wasn't like you wouldn't expect them to be the ones to be like best friends in real life. I don't think, but maybe you would, I guess, because like she was always there for her.
Yeah, they spent
and they had a lot of time together. That's true.
A lot of time together. That would have been fun.
Yeah, from the parents, I would say Blair's mom is probably my favorite. It's because she has the most growth out of all the parents. Like, Serena's mom is such a POS. And so selfish. Yes. And Blair's mom starts being really selfish, but then actually starts caring.
Yeah, when she's gonna marry the prince.
Oh my god, yeah.
And then her mom goes and, like, finds Chuck and is just like, what are you doing? Yeah. Where are you? I was feeling like I was forgetting something all day, and then I realized it was you. I was like, oh my god.
So cute. Even though, I mean, Blair and Chuck are also a problematic relationship at times.
See, they, like, play all of that up for the drama.
Okay, I mean, he basically almost sold her to keep the hotel. That's not playing it up for the drama.
No, for the show, it is.
Well, yes, but also, like, if that was to be real life, that's so messed up.
Yeah. It is.
To his uncle, nonetheless.
Yeah.
Which makes it 10 times worse, I feel like.
Yeah. See,
like, obviously
I don't think that it's right. I think that in that world, that's probably something that happens.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Quite a bit.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, I like the fact that they were, like, they really were always there for each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah.
Throughout that entire show, everybody has messed up relationships and done horrible things to each other.
Oh, for sure.
So it's not a realistic, healthy, happy show. It's entertaining.
Yes.
But they were always there for each other, like, through everything. And, like, there's something to that.
Yeah, no, I agree.
They cared a lot.
Serena's probably done some of the most horrific things in the show.
Oh, yeah.
Like leaving someone to die in a hotel room and not tell anyone about it. Like, that's really messed up. And, like, sleeping with your best friends.
Like, everybody.
Well, yes, but also your best friend's love, knowingly that would hurt her. Just to, like, get out of your own head, basically.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
Serena's a messed up person.
Yeah, but I also like Blake Lively is a goddess, and
well, yes, Blake Lively is not Serena Van.
No, not at all. But I mean, if I was to,
but I really love Leighton.
Oh, in Easter, yeah,
love her.
If you were to be in that show, who do you think you'd be cast as versus who would you actually want to play?
I would want to play Blair.
Okay.
I could see myself being cast as Blair or as Serena, because I can play the, like, bubbly, happy person very easily.
Yeah. I think
so. But, like, right now, I think it would be fun to be cast as maybe Serena's mom.
Okay.
That could be fun.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would want to be Blair's mom.
No?
Or maybe I would be Dorota.
Would you want to be Dorota?
Like, they were... Oh, she has a lot of
She's
fun.
She's so funny.
Her
and the doorman are so cute.
They're, like...
Didn't they get married too in the show?
Yeah.
The doorman? Yeah,
they totally got married. Like, she was way younger than she looked.
Oh, I know.
She was, like, closer to
the
like, high school people's ages.
Well, fake high school people's ages.
Yeah, but they were all very young.
Yeah.
Like, that show ended years and years ago. And Blake Lively is, like, early 30s. Like, 31, 32.
Something like that.
So, yeah, they're all around that same age. Also, what's his name?
Chuck?
Oh, my God, Chuck. No, you just got me onto another show.
Oh.
Chuck.
I was like, why are you surprised that I said Chuck's name? We were just talking about him.
Okay, we're going on to Chuck next.
Yes, okay.
But, no, the guy in You.
Oh, Dan Humphrey.
There we go. Yep, Dan Humphrey becoming super psycho stalker killer.
Oh my God, isn't it crazy that it's, like, basically a continuation of that character almost?
Yeah, it's that guy who became, like, unhinged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And left Serena Van Der with him.
Well, because he kills her.
True. Oh my God, I didn't even think of it that way. I feel like I would probably...
Hey, you.
Yeah, he's so creepy. I feel like I would probably want to be Dan, because that'd be fun for me to play, but I'd probably be cast as Serena's brother.
I can see that.
But if it was, like, my fantasy world, I would either want to play Dan or Serena. Those would both be a lot of fun for me.
I would want to be Chuck. If we're talking about guys that we could be, I would want to be Chuck.
Yeah, if you were to be whoever, you could totally
want to be Chuck.
Chuck would be a lot of fun, like, too.
Nate is just sort of like the good guy.
Right.
Nate is probably, I think...
the least problematic person out of all of them? Yeah, probably.
Nobody in their right mind would ever want to be Jenny.
No.
No, Taylor Momsen, you suck.
No, but if fantasy world, I'd probably want to be Serena, because I feel like I'd have more fun playing her than Leighton's character, Blair. Blair would be fun too, but I feel like I just have more fun playing Serena.
I think any of them would be fun. Yes. Okay, so Chuck.
Yes.
We'll go on to Chuck. You haven't seen Chuck.
I've seen the first season, like when it was first on TV. Okay. So like I watched it like very A long time ago.
My brother gave me the first season, I think, or maybe first and second season on DVD.
Oh, wow.
Like, years ago.
I was gonna say.
Yeah. And I was just like, I love this show.
Yeah.
And it's when, which I didn't know this, Em looked this up, and it was gonna get canceled.
It was.
It was.
It like,
or like, I guess it technically did get canceled, but then there was such an uproar from the fan base that Subway,
like the restaurant chain?
Yeah.
What?
Gave them a bunch of money to continue the series on. And that's why when you get to a certain season, they start like talking about Subway. And, like, they're always eating a Subway...
That's
like,
hilarious.
...sandwich. And, like, talking... like, they throw it in. And it's done in such a funny way where it doesn't, like,
ruin
throw the show off at all.
That's amazing.
But, yeah. So, Subway gave them...
Sponsored them, basically?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
To continue the show on. And, yeah, I think that, like, at a certain point, that needed to end. So, they needed to wrap it up. But I think, like... Oh, the way that ends is basically, like, you know, the basic... Do you mind if I ruin this for you?
Go ahead.
So, spoilers. The intersect that's in his brain, it gets transferred into, like, a bunch of people's brains.
Oh, okay.
At the end. And what has ended up happening is there's, like, a glitch in it. So, it starts... The more you flash... the more it, like, deteriorates your brain. Like, you can't remember things anymore. It's, like, wiping
right.
your memory away. So Sarah gets it into her brain. So Sarah gets the intersect. And then people capture her and, like, torture her to make her flash.
Oh, my gosh.
And it erases... all the memories that she has up until when she is in the hotel room right before she gets the mission to go and look after Chuck.
So it's the very beginning.
Yeah, it takes...
That's crazy.
Wipes her memory. So they have gotten married since then and everything.
Oh, that's so sad.
So she doesn't remember, and she is trying to kill him.
Oh no.
And then, like, throughout the final episode, they're, like, fighting, and he takes her to, because she has, like, little things where she's, like, starting to remember like random things.
Oh my god.
And he takes her to the house that they were going to buy, like, her dream house that he was gonna get for her. And they're fighting, and then she sees, like, some initials that they carved in the thing, and she's like, that's my writing. So she figures out that the guy who was pretending to be her handler set her up to kill Chuck, and that it's all, like, this big, huge setup, and that he's really been telling the truth this whole time, because she's been posing like she still remembers everything, and, like, living with him. And
Right.
Yeah. But she still has no memory of it. She doesn't remember their love story. And
that sounds so painful.
And then it ends with the final scene, the two of them on the beach where they first went and kind of had, like, their first, like, real heart-to-heart. Like, that's where she's gone. And he goes and he meets her there, and then he tells her the story of, like, their relationship, and then he says that, like, Morgan has a theory that if he kisses her, that it'll just, like, magically make her remember everything.
And then it does?
No.
Such a sucker for... I'm, like, crying already.
No, but then she it ends with her saying, "Kiss me." And then they kiss, and, like, that's the end of the of the entire series.
That's so cute.
But I thought that it's like they're both just like laughing and crying while he's telling the story on the beach about their story.
That's amazing.
So yeah, I think that it's one of those shows where it ended really well. Like, there are other places that would have been like perfect series finale, like to tie everything up. There were other moments where that could have happened, and then it went on with the whole intersect going into other people's heads.
Right.
A little bit too much.
But it did end it in a good way.
That final episode
was perfect.
I think just...
I also love that actress.
Was great.
Yvonne Strahovski or whatever. Yeah, she's amazing. Mm-hmm. She's great. Mel, can I ask you a serious question?
Yeah, sure. You can ask me whatever you want. You know that.
This has been bugging me for a really, really long time. Does size matter?
You know who would be perfect for answering that? She's been with, like, way more people than me. Jacqueline.
Oh, you mean that wannabe drag queen that hosts sex trades?
Yeah. I mean, sex trades with Jacqueline of all trades.
Oh, okay. Well, what if I don't want to tell the whole world my name?
Just use an alias or tell her that it's from Anonymous.
I guess I'll DM her on Instagram at JacquelineO.T, JACKELYNNE.O.T.
You know, you could also email her at mandpafterdark@gmail.com. mandpafterdark@gmail.com.
Thanks, Mel.
No problem.
But when you were saying the whole memory thing, it reminded me of Once Upon a Time. I'm rewatching it right now from the very beginning because I didn't finish it, and I didn't want to continue it to where it was because when I watched it when it first came out, so I barely remembered anything. Mm-hmm. But the first season is like none of the people, like, I don't know if you know the premise of the show at all, but spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen it, all the like fairy tale like creatures and storybook characters are in the same realm. Basically, they're all coexisting, and the evil queen from Snow White has basically put a curse on everyone, and they're now in this one town in it's called Storybrooke, Maine. I think it's so cute. And basically time is frozen here, and no one remembers who they are except her, because she put the curse on everyone. So they're all like living normal lives as like teachers and firefighters or whatever they are, but they don't remember their past like selves. And because time is frozen, they never age, but they think that all this time has still passed, and they think that they've known each other for so long, but they don't remember how they've met or anything like that. And the only person that like figures things out kind of is this child who's like 10 years old. He like gets the storybook that has all the stories in it, and he's reading it and he's like, this is real life, and he like starts believing it, and he figures out that Snow White and Prince Charming had a daughter named Emma, and he goes to find her, and then he realizes that that's his birth mom. And Regina, who's the evil queen, who's the mayor of this town, has adopted her or him, and then so he's trying to convince everyone, like, guys, like, this is not real life, this is your real story, and no one's believing him because it's crazy.
Yeah. And
Emma, his biological mom, is like, this does not make any sense, like, you are like, you need to like, focus on reality and whatever. Anyway, basically when the curse was happening, Prince Charming was fighting with all of the evil queen's guards to save Emma and Snow White. So they put Emma in this like chamber thing that like takes her into the real world, which is why she's been able to age the whole time as a normal life person. And then so when the guards open the chamber thing, she's gone, because it was like, but the magic was only good for one person. So they were trying to make Snow White go in there to save Snow White and the baby. Mm-hmm. But she gave birth before they could go in there and before the curse could enact. Anyway, so before the curse is enacting, he almost dies. Prince Charming almost dies. So in the real world, he's in the coma for like 28 years basically. but in their minds they don't think it's been 28 years. They just think
Yeah.
it's been whatever time. So Henry the child is like trying to get Snow White, his teacher, who's Mary Margaret now, to like meet up with him and like, you know, try to bring his memories back.
That's Jennifer Goodwin, right?
Yes.
Or sorry, Jennifer Goodwin.
Also, like the casting with that is so good because Jennifer Morrison and Jennifer Goodwin do look alike, and it's crazy. Like if you see their photo, like faces side by side, like Jennifer Morrison's face is just a little bit more angular.
Yeah.
But they do look very similar. So I'm like, they could totally be mom and daughter if they were the same age. Which is the whole concept because they haven't aged at all in the thing. But anyway, so the whole time, like he's trying to get, like they're trying to get the memories back and whatever, and no one believes this child who's believing that all these fairy tale things are real. Yeah. And meanwhile, you're like seeing back and forth between the Enchanted Forest and the, you know, how it's all connecting together. And then the ending of the first season is so cute because Snow White and Prince Charming finally kiss, which brings back their memories and breaks the curse. So now everyone remembers who they are, and then more things obviously happen. But everyone...
more things happen.
I like it's so many more details that I could go into. But yeah, they finally remember who they are in the ending of the first season. That was such a cute way of like ending the first season, and like you're like, oh my god, what's gonna happen next? And it's just like, because it's the executive producers or the creators of that show were also involved with Lost. Mm-hmm. So obviously they've done a lot of, you know, weaving in and out of storylines and whatever. Mm-hmm. But with this show, I'm just like, it's so well done that they like so many fairy tale creatures and storybook characters that they're weaving in and out of each other and like somehow connecting them all to each other in such a cool way that you would have never thought. Like Rumpelstiltskin is also technically somehow Cinderella's Cinderella's fairy godmother, because he kills the real fairy godmother and makes her sign this deal to like give him her firstborn, and there's so many like crazy details. I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing, and then so like intricate. Like how did they like map this out? Like it's just so well done.
That would be fun to map out, actually.
Right?
That would be a fun one.
Yeah, and yeah, it's good because every season too they have like a new villain, kind of, that they have to like kind of fight off and ward off. But yeah, it's a good one if you like that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Jennifer Morrison is in This Is Us.
She is?
She is. Now. You haven't met her yet.
I was gonna say.
But yeah, she's in it now.
Okay. I like her a lot.
Yeah. So you should catch up.
I will. That's like my only reason for catching up. No, I love that show. There's so many shows that I watch. So
a lot of stuff happens. Wally has not gotten to the part where like
you find out how, spoiler alert.
Yeah,
he dies.
You don't. Wally does not know how Jack dies yet.
But the fact that I do know he dies is crazy.
Well, you start off knowing that he dies.
Well, not right off the bat.
Well, pretty much.
Well, you know that they're not together right off the bat, but you don't know that he dies necessarily.
You find out pretty quickly.
It's in the first season. I'm not denying that. Yeah. I'm just saying, like in the.
No, I'm trying to remember.
Because in the, I think it's like halfway through the first season or something.
Yeah,
not
you're
like right
just
away.
like you see her and Miguel together, and you're like,
that's like the first episode, I
like,
think, or second episode.
How did that happen? And then there's like the problem with him drinking, and you're like, oh, this is like really Miguel. You just like swooped in there,
and then it's not at all like that at all. Oh, I know, because I'm like, oh, what a piece of shit. But then that didn't happen at all.
You still are always kind of thinking that he like swooped in there when she was all like sad and everything, and he didn't.
He's such a good guy.
He didn't.
I think Kevin hates him the whole time. It's so sad.
Yeah. Ugh, like not forever, but
no, I know. That episode was so nice when he made him wear the thing.
How they got together, Rebecca and Miguel. It's like years later.
Yeah, I think we should saw that. Yeah, we did. But yeah, that scene with. Sorry, I'm still on that because it was so emotional for me when Kevin lets Miguel wear the hat.
Yes.
Oh, that was so cute. Pretty much every scene with Kevin makes me cry.
Oh, Wally.
Because he's like 17 and like can't handle his dad passing away or however old he is at the time.
No, like, what kid is going to handle that well?
I know. It's just like, I think his storylines so far have been the most emotional for me to watch. Like, obviously, they're all pretty sad, but I think so far his has been the worst.
Yeah. Well, like...
And not even because I can relate to them, it's just, like, good, right? Maybe good writing or good story, good acting, I don't know.
My favorite person in that show is Beth. I love Beth.
Oh, I love Beth.
Beth
She's so funny.
Is, like, my spirit animal.
She's such a good actor.
I love her.
Yeah. I feel like, relatability-wise, I probably relate the most to Randall. But I still...
Have you seen him have...
His panic attack?
Yeah.
Yes. I was like, relatable. Yeah, that was really crazy. I was like, Randall, take a breath.
Oh, I wish that you would... I wish you knew how...
Jack died?
You knew how he died. Oh, you're gonna die.
Oh, I know I am.
You are gonna die when he dies.
I mean, I've already, like, died so much at this show, and...
Yeah.
I mean, a lot has happened, but, like, I know there's way more...
Yeah.
To come that's gonna make it way worse. Oop.
Yeah. There's, like, a lot. There's a lot.
It isn't... It's
I like what they're doing.
5th season?
I have no idea.
Something like that.
I've seen it all.
Oh, I've seen it all. Yeah, one of the newest seasons just got added onto Netflix. So...
That's exciting.
It is exciting.
Maybe I'll just, like, binge watch that. Like, never.
Rewatch it. Yeah, when you have the chance. Yeah.
Trying to think. Oh, Thanos. Thanos kills half the population.
I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. There's an ending.
Yeah. And I think it was called Endgame, wasn't it? The name of the movie? Wasn't it?
Yes.
I think it was Civil War Endgame or something like that. I don't know. Yes. I'm naming two different movies. Civil War is a Captain America. I think. I don't know. I haven't seen Avengers Endgame. That's what it was called. I've only seen the first Avengers. And the second Avengers. I haven't seen the Endgame. But I know that everyone dies basically.
Yeah.
Speaking of endings, Mean Girls is probably one of my favorite endings too for a movie because it like isn't necessarily happy, but everyone has an ending and a future.
Yeah.
One of my favorite lines from that movie is, and that's how Regina George died. I'm just kidding. Also, one of the most underrated lines from that movie is when they're all in the gymnasium and talking with everything that's happened, and someone's like, right? She did that or whatever, and she's like, don't drag me into this. I have to pitch tomorrow. It's just like, so funny to me. It's so stupid, but it's so funny. And we're talking about doing a group Mean Girls costume for Halloween at work, and I'm excited if that happens because I'm going to be Regina, obviously, and that's going to be great.
Yeah.
Who would you want to be if you were to do a costume from that?
Well, like, are there really any costumes?
Just clothes. But like,
probably Karen. She'd be fun.
She'd be fun.
She'd be fun to be.
She would. Yeah, I want to do Regina, and I want the chef at the workplace to be Aaron Samuels, and I want to just do like a little snippet of like tell him he looks sexy, push back, and like push his hair back because he's so funny and cute. I think he said he would be down anyway, so that would be fun. He actually said he wanted to be in drag, but I was like, that's a lot of work. We'll do that a different day. Yeah, I think that's speaking of endings.
Oh no, is it the ending?
I think so.
Of our very first season?
Yeah.
Aw.
I know.
I could keep on talking about endings forever.
Same.
Alright.
And they're not always happy. We know that.
No, they're not always happy. Like Marley and Me.
Oh my gosh.
Can't watch that movie.
I feel like Marley and Me would be one of those movies that Phoebe's mom wouldn't let her finish.
No. No, she would not.
She watches it like 25 years later. Like, what? The dog dies?
Yeah.
That's a really good movie.
It's such a good movie.
Who's the guy in that?
Owen Wilson.
Owen Wilson. For those of us, it's not Paul Rudd. No, it's not Paul Rudd at all. Is Paul Rudd in the movie with Jennifer Aniston? As a love interest?
Ooh.
What am I thinking of?
I don't know. I love Paul Rudd.
I do too. Anyway, let's play the last game for this season.
All right. Last game.
Mm-hmm.
F, marry, kill. Okay. So, your choices are Benedict Cumberbatch.
Oh gosh, okay.
Adam Driver.
Okay.
Or Tom Hiddleston.
I wouldn't say that any of these people are my, like...
No. This is why I picked
Go
it, because,
to,
like, we've been picking the people that are, like, super attractive or, like, aren't at all. These people, I feel, are just sort of, like, right in that middle...
I feel so bad for these people. I don't want to say that.
They're in that, like, middle zone. Although, like, I don't want to talk badly about anybody, but...
No, I mean, they're all great actors, too. Like, who cares about...
Yes. Oh, my God. Marriage Story?
I don't know what that is.
It's a movie.
Okay.
With Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson.
I love ScarJo.
It was so upsetting.
Okay.
No, like, you need to watch it.
Okay.
It's so upsetting. And he sings Being Alive. And that is, like, it's a gut-wrenching song.
Okay.
And he does it really, really well. He does it in a way that I like, where it's sort of like talk, singing. It's like a mixture. I like it. I think it works with that song specifically very nicely. Better.
Being Alive as in the one that people say to do for chest compressions?
No.
Okay. So I was like,
it's like a Broadway.
I was like, that's not a gut-wrenching song at all, but okay.
It's a Broadway one.
Gotcha.
Actually, you know the episode, we're going way off topic here, but you know the episode of Grey's Anatomy where the
musical episode?
No. The, is her name Bernadette Peters? It might be.
Oh, yeah. I know who you're talking about.
You know who I'm talking about? Bernadette Peters?
Yeah, she was it was like the three older ladies, and she was
and
like,
they were in like the limo?
Yeah.
Okay. So the redheaded.
Yeah, she was in that originally.
No, she's like a huge
Broadway star. Yeah.
Yeah, so she is somebody who like famously sings the song, and it's like belt out and like beautiful.
Okay.
But I prefer the way that Adam Driver did.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like the style that he did it in.
For some reason, I thought you were going to talk about that.
I found it more powerful.
That girl that was a patient who sang that song was like, everybody loves a winner, so nobody loves me. Just for some reason, in that moment, it was so funny to me because she was like basically dying and she's singing about this song because she was like obsessed with, because she was auditioning for a play or something, and she wanted to be in it.
I was like looking
at
him like he was a crazy person, and now I'm like, okay, I think I know it.
It's also because I probably didn't sing that in the proper anything. She's like, I don't know what song you're singing at all.
Alright, so Benedict Cumberbatch, Adam Driver, Tom Hiddleston.
The mediocre, not attractive people.
Well, it's not that they're not attractive. It's just that they're like...
Okay. I would say... I'd probably marry Benedict.
Uh-huh.
Have sex with Tom.
Uh-huh.
And kill Adam.
Damn it, we're doing the exact same thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I'm totally marrying Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah.
I find him...
weirdly attractive.
Yes.
Yeah.
I find him weirdly attractive.
There's an SNL skit about this that I'll show you right after this, and it's so funny because it's one of the guys. It's like, why is Benedict Cumberbatch hot? Why does everyone think he's so hot? And it's really funny. Anyway, off topic. If you haven't seen that sketch, you should go watch it.
But yeah, there's something about him, and he seems like nice and intelligent, and he's a really talented actor. And like Sherlock.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I think it's one of the things that I love about like British television is that they don't care about looks as much, as long as you're a good actor. Like a lot of people in British TV wouldn't necessarily have been cast on like a Hollywood production because they're not, unless they become famous like Benedict Cumberbatch or Eddie Redmayne or someone or Tom Hiddleston, then they like bring them into the US because now they're super famous, so they can do anything.
Yeah.
And they can be like 85 and still have a love interest who's a female of like 25 years old. No big deal.
Yeah.
It's an ageism and sexism of Hollywood that we'll talk about on a different episode.
Women are supposed to be young forever.
So stupid. Anyway.
So yeah, man, we're marrying the same people.
That's fine. We'll live in a mansion.
Yeah.
We'll live in separate ends. We won't bother each other. I mean, we can hang out and stuff, but like
when we're having sex, we'll have like turns, like nights.
Yeah. We could make it work.
We could.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure we can share the Benedict.
All right. I'm just gonna keep on laughing about that. For some reason, I found that really amusing.
Yeah, we'll catch you in the next season. Please stay tuned on this channel because we'll have lots of fun stuff coming up for the holidays.
Yes, we're gonna have a bunch of like fun things going on over the holidays.
Maybe some stuff for Halloween. Maybe a few things for Christmas. So keep your ears out and your eyes out.
Your ears out. And definitely, if you haven't already, check out some of our radio classics because there are going to be some Halloween specials and Christmas specials coming up. So you don't want to miss those. Also, they're like great listens.
They are.
They're fun.
And Em and Mel have been tirelessly editing them and doing an amazing job. So, you know,
yeah, I learned.
Yes, you did.
I learned
quickly and well. Well, quickly to us because we weren't here watching you.
Well, I learned quickly.
Yeah.
I learned quickly, but I can like do a pretty good job. I can like take out crackling in people's voices and still have it sound like the proper word, like without interrupting anything.
That's good. That's fun.
I can like take cuts from all the different takes
and make it work.
Make it like into one word.
That's fun. Without
it being noticeable.
That's amazing.
Because I don't like the way certain words are pronounced or like finish or start, so I have to take it's my perfectionism.
See, I like when I'm editing sex trades, I have to like, because I have to put the audio and the video from different things together. It gives me so much pleasure when I have the audio and video completely synced and it just sounds like one thing. I'm like, and it like looks perfect. It's so good because sometimes it's like a fraction of a thing off, and I'm like, no, it needs to be perfect. And then like I have to like get it to the perfect spot before I can actually start editing it.
Yeah.
So I get it, but I mean, I feel like with that, my editing is so much easier because it's just one person talking. It's like maybe a 20-minute clip at most.
Yeah.
So it's like what hours of footage that you pretty much have to like go through.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it's like, oh my god, it's usually about
2 hours of footage, at least.
At the very least, it's 2 hours. At the most, I think it was about 6.
Oh my god, for which one?
for Macbeth.
Oh.
It was like 6 hours, maybe more.
Like in total or for each part?
Maybe in total.
Or were you editing them like together?
I had at least 3 hours of just Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
And I had about 2 or 2.5 hours of the Monday and the 2.5 hours of rehearsal. So,
gotcha.
Yeah, I probably had to go through like 13 hours of video and cut all of that and then figure out what parts were the best and move all those around.
Yeah.
Slip them together and make it into one cohesive thing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
We put in a lot of work for you, more so Mel and M, but I just show up sometimes. Well, thank you so much for listening to this.
Thank you. We went off on a
show.
tangent.
What else is new? Please.
You thought we were good.
Yeah, please continue following on our socials to keep up to date as to all the fun stuff we're going to be doing for the holidays. And we'll catch you on the new season.
Yeah, if you have any suggestions, let us know.
Yes. Smooches. Bye.
Bye.